What's going on, guys? Quick video today. I'm going to be showing you how to adapt your gauge cluster and your YJ to your LS swap. It's super simple, so follow along. You only need a couple of things. Let's go take a look. One of the first things you need is an adapter. This is an M16 by 1.5 thread. Matches the threads of the stock LS oil pressure sensor. This is a 1/8 inch NPT threads. That matches the threads of the stock YJ 4-liter pressure sensor. So you can see where I'm going with this, right? A lot of people adapt their stock YJ 4-liter oil pressure sensors to somewhere else on the block, but the standalone harness that I'm using doesn't use an oil pressure sensor at all. So this will just go straight to the gauge, so we can remove that from the LS. We install this in the stock oil pressure sensor location, which is right there behind the intake. And then we install this into there. And then we have the plug. The stock YJ harness has the oil pressure sensor plug still on it. So that'll plug right into that. And then we'll have an oil pressure gauge. So that's very simple. The coolant temp sensor is very simple as well. Let me show you. So the stock coolant temp location on the LS is here on the driver's side head towards the front, and that is being used by the PCM, so we can't use that one. So what we do, the stock 4-liter coolant temp sensor is usually, on the front of the engine here. So the coolant temp wires are super long, but it's the same sensor, just the threads are different. They're a little bit bigger, so you can't really reuse that unless you get an adapter and stuff like that. But you don't need to get an adapter because the plug is the same as the stock GM coolant temp sensor. So this plugs right in to right here. Boom. It's the same exact plug, same exact setup, just different threads as the stock 4-liter one. And the GM heads are the same, except the passenger side head has a little plug right here that we remove and install that coolant temp sensor, plug that in, and boom, you have coolant temp on your gauge in there. Your stock gauges, yeah, super simple. And the only other gauges are fuel gauge, which is controlled by your fuel level sender inside the tank, and the voltage meter, which is controlled by voltage coming into the harness. So no need to do anything with those. The only thing I believe you got to change will be your tachometer. Unless you have the 4-cylinder in your Jeep, then the LSPCM puts out a 4-cylinder tach signal, and I've heard that might work as well, but I'm not sure. I haven't tested it yet. So that is how you adapt your coolant and oil pressure gauges to an LS. Super simple, and it costs less than $30. So super easy. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you.